has it been a good?
No, it's like a meter. It's a meter sling.
Okay, and has it been a good? If
Yes.
you would get one just
It's
for
been a
rescue,
good
then
fit.
okay,
A little
that's
bit shorter, maybe 80 would be better. But yeah, you've put a knot in it, so you don't have to faff with making it cross on their back, because it's easy to forget. So you just wrap it so it's ready on the rope. It's attached to me. Now I have a pulley system, so 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 is ideal. It needs to be on a hangover with the brake to capture progress and with a beaner that I can clip onto them. So the way it already needs to be stretched out and nice and straight so that they're not confused, they're not tangled. And I want to make sure that I have enough of it so I don't have to do this stuff out there. Like the pulleys are already long enough to reach the harness. And the way I'll attach it to myself is I'll attach it on on the hangover and also on the beaner separately, so that once I clip the hangover, if I drop it, I don't drop the whole thing. This is just the tail that I'll tuck there so it does not get in my way. I was banging on about how it should be long enough, but it wasn't long enough. So you want your pulley system like, did you hold this for a second?
Yeah.
And I'll just loosen this a little bit.
This is a very nice line.
Well, essentially like almost max them out. Because it's not like the leash was super long, is that when it's fully stretched, it becomes really long. So it was kind of like this, that became enough, right? And nobody ties a leash this long. It's just because he was hanging, the leash got, I don't know, stretched or something. So it just, yeah, my pulleys were not long enough. And once they're hanging off, if they're long enough, you can just clip them into the belay loop. Yeah?
Did you see what is his name? The guy that did the rescue before?
Sean.
He was hanging in his knees.
Yeah.
And he could reach down super far.
I was hanging underneath it though.
Yeah, but you had to abseil.
Because I was still in my
maybe.
hangover. But when I come off my hangover, my safety is long enough. So when I realized it's not long enough,
you just did that. Yeah.
I basically came off my hangover, lowered myself a bit down, and then like pulled him in. So after, if you hold this one up, that's it. That's the line. So yeah, and I come down and because this way I'm still not long enough to do anything, I pull him in. So I pull him in, and if I need to, I step into my loop, so I don't have the knot, I don't have the plastic to adjust. If I need to, I wrap it around my hand, and that's it. I keep doing that. Problem with my pulley system, it wouldn't be with anybody else's, it's just mine, is that I need to reset this pressing. If you have a micro traction or a Griggy, you wouldn't have this problem. So at this point, he's close enough to me. If you hold this one as well, that would be awesome. So he's close enough to me, and I need to get the sling that's not on him to begin with. So just free you out of here. So yeah, I have this one. I need to catch, like lean in, his arms will be lower down, so I need to like grab them, catch them. His back at this point is arched towards me and his head is very far down. So I can like pass it underneath. This will be in the air. Yep. And then like grab the other arm and put it in. And now the difficult part. So after I clip this is done. Now the part of bringing him actually in begins. And to do that I need to have maximum leverage. So I go under his neck and kind of, oops, sorry, don't mean to rip your hair out. And I like hold onto the line and just bring him whole together, hugging my pulleys, and I clipped him into my pulley system here.
Yeah.
Because this way it's a little bit high. Some people recommend clipping it into here, but this way he ends up still being horizontal and his head is far back. If this is higher, that did not interfere with me tensioning too much. Okay, do you mind sitting up as if as if gravity doesn't, as if it's really holding you? Yeah, at this point, I freed the tail of my tensioning system and just cranked it up so it's maxed out. Basically, while I have my body over him and I can do this business in the middle of the air, that's the easiest time to do it, because if he's next to the cliff and I have the cliff in my way, I can't bring him as close to the line, and you want him as close to the line before you start holding him in. So now that he's maxed out and I clipped his lifeline to his belay loop, I want to clip this one to his belay loop because this one will need to take off once he gets to the line, because the web locks will not let it go any closer. So his lifeline needs to be on his belay loop separately. screw gates, because we basically in previous one we noticed that they started to undo themselves. Like one was not enough; it basically was just an open dina. This is another locking one. If you have like a steel one, that would be perfect, I guess. So there is no way of it like bending over the edge. But we did not find bending over the edge ever happening so far. So that's something I'll also attach to myself before I go.
So if it's a screw gate, you need two opposing ones.
Now my job is done. I scoot out, attach myself, and you guys can haul in. And while I'm out there, try to keep the loop down, just so I don't get tangled in the rope, or like the rescuer doesn't get tangled in the rope.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and
Good
his
for my
arms.
own reference, I guess, that
Yeah.
your pass is on this side.
Yes, so I
But
can
that's-
leave. I can escape this
Yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, important thing that I didn't do properly, right? Is tucking his arms all the way into this thing. It looks uncomfortable, but just like squeeze them in. It'll save him skin as he is getting, and his
Yeah.
shoulder joints as he's getting trolled in
Yeah.
to the
Like
thing.
your shoulders will pretty much end up there.
And the situation will be like push comes to shoves, we need to get him off. People will not care about his limbs, but it will just save his shoulders for
Yeah.
future usage.
And it doesn't take much time to do that.
Yeah.
So-
Just like squeeze them in, it's worth pushing them in. And yeah, he's like packed, ready, his airway's okay because he's leaned forward, he's ready to be hauled in. And yeah, after he arrived, we got him as close as possible. Yeah, slowed down when he arrived so he doesn't scrape. The other person, Adam, comes down, safeties himself in first, comes down, ready to pick him up. And then yeah, you saw the rest. Like the biggest plus, like the biggest advantage was to put legs on the line.
Yeah.
We didn't used to do that, but once you put his like knees on the line, it's so easy to drag him in. Rescue always wear shoes because it's much easier for you to do everything when you wear shoes. So that's good. What else did we need? Yeah, when you come out, it's easier for the rescuer to come out. Usually you come out head first, but come out leg first, because this way when you arrive there, you're already facing them. And you don't need to twist your harness, you don't need to do anything, you don't need to think about it. If you come out leg first, you just roll out, get them, and then you're already in position to go back in, you don't need to twist or anything. You speed things up a little bit. I'm gonna put gloves on. So this is the closest one we've done to the angle, the corner, sorry. And like you notice that he starts sliding into the middle. Yeah, should we give you more slack or should we actually try to keep you back? That's like good as it is now. I'm just gonna try and max out here, please. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tuck his arms into the thing, into the sling. It'll be kind of like this. Won't be super comfy, but they won't get. Done. Okay. Okay, multiplier is getting added. Nice one. Just take it through the Dina.
Yeah.
It's good enough. And push the multiplier just closer to us. It'll be easier for you. Yeah, that's it. Perfect.
As in like right down to the edge.
Yeah, and then go. I like the dazed look in your eyes that you're making yourself as unconscious as possible. Okay guys, watch out, his legs are starting to be here. So yeah, keep pulling. I'm like moving him a little bit. Okay, just hold there for a second. So at this point, I'm gonna need your help to be the person who comes down. Make sure you're clipped in. Sweet, we're in the same way. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the belay loop, you grab his chest harness or under the arms and that's good enough. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, he's much better now. Alright, what you want to do is get your leash around him so it doesn't stop you from pulling him in. I would like kick him in a little bit.
You don't think it's a good idea to grab the harness? Like down here for
Down
him?
here? Yeah, we'll try. Once we get his legs.
Like, I feel like you should get very good there.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now pause there. Hold his shoulders towards you. That's right. Nice one. And I'm just going to undo his leash and undo his pulleys, otherwise he'll stop. And because it's a practice and not a real rescue, I'm going to tie the leash off so we don't lose it. But normally I wouldn't really mind. Okay, now what else? So we're just checking his lifeline. He runs over Rope Pro, so we can undo his pulleys as well now. Right, you still have this unit to manipulate him. And we can take this and give this to whoever is on the ground, which is you. Whenever you're ready, we just need to get his legs onto the slackline. So what I'm going to try and do is get his legs over here, nicely like this. Let's get one for now. Okay, whenever you're ready, Ida. 3, 2, pull. And give me a sec. Nice. All right, 3, 2, 1. That's it. He's like almost safe now. Just let me find my footing. Where is my safety? Keep your gun up. Okay. 3, 2, 1. That's it. And at this point, I'm just checking his legs over. Yep, 3, 2, 1. He's safe. Nice one, good job. Being very patient. Very patient.